Thematic investing at its core is about participating in change, allowing the clients to participate in these secular trends that we see that are typically triggered by megatrends that are irreversible in nature, slow-moving maybe, but thereby underappreciated in the long run to the potential that these secular trends can ultimately result in. And the other benefit that you have is it's a tangible and predefined aspect of change, which means you can follow it, you can square that with your own conviction, and you can concentrate your research on exactly that specific predefined aspect of change that you want to be part of. Traditional investing is looking at the world through the lens of traditional sector classifications, or maybe regional, or maybe market categorizations. That is not the case for thematic investing. Thematic investing takes a very pure play approach, and it's segregating the market into winners and losers, into those companies that benefit from a change and those who don't. And as such, it is a more accurate, a more effective way to allow the client to participate in these changes, because you are making that analysis and that determination yourself, rather than relying on external factors by third parties like sector classifications or regional allocation decisions. Sometimes what we see is that these themes, even though they're secular in nature and they should thereby outperform the wider market in the long run, it's not necessarily the case for each and every year. And that is because you have sometimes externalities, macroeconomic factors, or maybe regulatory changes that impact, override, maybe dominate the performance of these themes, which is why we would always advocate, if you want to participate in change, if you want to invest in themes, be sure to have an active approach, an active philosophy behind it, so that you have someone that can adapt and react in case that these changes occur. Even better, never really just invest in one theme, but make that a diversified portfolio. So in the Allianz Thematica, what we're trying is a well-rounded global equity portfolio. So as such, the composition of the theme and all themes is pretty much driven by us trying to select themes from all four megatrends and not just one or two. The megatrends that we are using in our framework that we categorize is innovation and technology, resource scarcity, demographic and social change, and urbanization. So our themes will always aim to be a selection and a representation of all four of these rather than just one or two, to make sure that we end up with a well-balanced, well-rounded portfolio, a global equity composition that is going to attract attention, because secular shifts are benefiting these companies that we have identified along these lines, and that is why we are aiming to generate the financial alpha from the theme picking, whilst at the same time delivering a global equity portfolio better than MSCI All Country. That is our aspiration. We are always looking at new themes. We're always looking and researching the market for where do we find commonalities, where do we see changes that are secular in nature occur, and that is ever-growing database of ideas, most of which are not investable or not secular in nature, but those who are, that we're quite confident about going into 2020, is anything related to digital finance. Agricultural technology is something that we're revisiting these days. Battery technology, clearly a bigger theme with the rollout of all the e-mobility and electric vehicle these days. So there's no shortage of new commonalities that we detect. We just have to make sure that they are investable, attractively valued, and pure enough to actually allow our clients to participate in these.
Allianz Global Investors.